semi hit the back of the bus. Semi and bus are currently on fire.
Now at 11, unimaginable grief for the Tuscarawas Valley High School community.
We just have to pull together and work through this.
6 people, including 3 students, killed in a fiery crash on I-70. Tonight, as federal officials begin their investigation, friends and neighbors gather for a somber tribute to the victims.
There are no words for the sheer magnitude of loss and grief felt by all of us.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy Carlos. Rob is off tonight. We begin tonight with the newest developments in that crash that left 6 people dead and more than a dozen others injured. A charter bus carrying students and chaperones from Tuscarawas Valley High School was involved in a chain reaction crash on westbound I-70 in Licking County. They were headed to the final day of the Ohio School Board Association Capitol Conference. 2 other cars and 2 commercial vehicles were also involved in the crash. The State Highway Patrol says 3 vehicles caught fire as a result. This evening, the Highway Patrol released the names of the 6 victims. 3 of them were students who were on the bus. They include 18-year-old John Mosley of Mineral City, 18-year-old Jeffrey Worrell of Bolivar, and 15-year-old Caitlin Owens of Mineral City. The other 3 who died were in a car that was following the bus to Columbus. They include 56-year-old Dave Kennett of Navarre, 45-year-old Shannon Wigfield of Bolivar, and 39-year-old Christy Gaynor of Zoar. The westbound side of the freeway remains closed tonight. The National Transportation Safety Board is in Columbus to investigate.
What we're doing on scene is collecting the perishable evidence. We're looking for cameras that may have been in motor vehicles or the motor coach. We will want to look at, determine what the sequence of the event was. We'll want to determine if there was hazmat in any of the commercial motor vehicles.
And tonight we are hearing from one of the students who was on board that bus during the crash. Samantha Bosler is a member of the Tuscarawas Valley Band. She spoke off camera today with ABC News.
There's literally a truck in the back of our bus because the tires were off the ground and they were just in the back. And then we smelled smoke and there was flames. So we all told the kids they needed to get off because the back of the bus was on fire. So then they started having kids hopping over seats to get out because our aisles had stuff in them.
This was the scene in Zoar this evening, the road lined with candles and a long line of cars headed for a vigil for those victims. It took place at Tuscarawas Valley's football stadium, and that's where we find News 5's Tessa DeTiro, who continues our coverage tonight.
Tracy, tonight inside Tuscarawas Valley Stadium, it was somber and sad, a place where this tight-knit community comes together and celebrates such joyous occasions. Was full of mourning and grief tonight for those 6 community members lost.
We lost 3 students in the accident. Students who were bright lights, full of life, and who lost their lives way too young.
A candle lit for each of the 6 victims.
J.D. Worrell, senior Wyatt Mosley, sophomore Caitlin Owens, high school teacher Mr. David Kennett, parent chaperone Christy Gaynor, parent chaperone Shannon Wigfield, who also served as a teacher at Buckeye Career Center.
The entire home section of the Tuscarawas Valley Stadium full, folks lining around the stadium and spilling into the other side of the bleachers.
It's not just the student body, of course, the suffering with them is immense, but it's the entire area here. To see the turnout of the community here, you can tell this tragedy has really touched a lot of lives.
The fire department raising an American flag and lowering it to half staff. Balloons, flowers, and crosses memorialize the victims who were well known and well loved.
We lost someone in our congregation that was dear to this community, students that are dear to this community, and it's going to be a long haul.
Then the Tuscarawas Valley Band locked arms and marched down the stadium field amid cries from band members that walk together, the ultimate show of solidarity and strength.
We're definitely in the valley of the shadow of death, but what's interesting about that is for there to be a shadow, there has to be some light. And I'm excited this community gets to be the light to each other.
Tuscarawas Local Schools will be open on Wednesday. Superintendent Baranski says he doesn't want any students or staff to be at home left alone grieving. But the district does understand that if students or staff don't feel ready or comfortable to going back to school, they don't have to. Tessa DiTiro, News 5.
Earlier today, News 5 anchor Katie Houston spoke with Zor Mayor Scott Gordon about the shock and heartache the community is feeling. He told her the family of one of the victims, Christy Gaynor, is his neighbor and says they're a wonderful family. Gordon says Christy was chaperoning for the trip. Their oldest child is in the band.
So she was volunteering. She volunteered a lot. Is well liked by everybody. I know there's a lot of grief. I feel grieved since it's my neighbor. We just have to pull together and work through this.
Governor DeWine has ordered flags across Ohio to be lowered at half-staff to honor the victims. The order runs from sunrise tomorrow through sunset on Saturday night. We will continue to follow all the latest developments related to this story. You'll find continuing coverage online, on air, and on our News 5 app as well.